This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Will, A Wonderful World. In the last episode, we helped a man survive a psychotic incident and then saw a depressing world where Win and Lee get together, but, you know, it's not for long for this world, and, well, perhaps our depression will take advantage of her. It's hard to say, but let's get on to different things for now. Let's see what's going on with the girl and the dog and see what we can learn about them. Hey, lazy ass, how much longer are you going to sleep? Shush, dumb brother. I don't want to get up yet. Ever since Fluffy's been gone, you've been acting like this. You don't eat anything. You don't go to bed on time. You'll get sick if you keep doing this, going on like this. That's none of your business. Ah, I just remembered. I heard that the zoo got some polar bears recently. Want to go take a look? Polar bears? There have always been polar bears at the zoo. But these aren't just common polar bears. I heard that they are leased from the Brazilian zoo. They have green fur. Green fur. Sounds like a load of tripe myself. ... Really? Really? The zoo is even double the price of the tickets. If you want to come with me today, I'll pay for the tickets. The bears are only here for a few days. It'd be a shame to miss them. What do you say? I may lay by the bay, eat some hay. What do you say? ... It was just a dream. I knew it. When did I ever have a brother? Oh, what time is it now? ... It's only 10. Still quite early. I should go and find something to kill time. Just stab a clock. Oh, I can manipulate. Okay, this is the first time we've ever seen anything like this in the game. Huh. Didn't expect that. Alright. It seems clean. Okay. You can barely tell, but they highlight when you move over it. It's kind of barely. Oops, it's barely noticeable. It's a photo album. 130 photos inside. Duh. Huh? What's this? And then it just pulls out a porn mag. No. Is this a storage box? I don't know how to open it. It's a Herodra cube. What exactly is this? Huh? It's just a dice. Wouldn't it be a die? Because it's single, right? Dice is for multiple. Die is for a single. Yeah, whatever. What did I think? It was something else? Was I hallucinating? Gotta stop smoking that weed there, girl. Oh well. Alright. Let's see. Oh, got a doll there. This is my favorite doll, Buka. Although I have a feeling that it's not always been here. How long has she been here? Oh well, it doesn't really matter. I'm glad you're here with me. Well, I mean, well, your only other friend's a dog, so you gotta get your other friendship somewhere, so. Oops. It's the master's job to handle these letters and help the humans. He always stacks the ones that he's read on a shelf. Every time I bring him tea and snacks, I secretly take one with me to read in my spare time. He never notices one or two missing out of so many. Although, I'm surprised by how many I've collected. At that point, won't it affect, like, a lot of things? It's a miracle that he hasn't caught me yet. Wait, there seems to be a note in the middle of the messages. Omnidimensional probability generator. Instruction manual. I guess a thing like that would require a instruction manual. What is this? It looks like a pen or something like that. What is this? It seems like a manual to some machine. Attention. 1. Do not misplace the instigator pin. Instigator! 2. All requests must be entered as text. 3. All descriptions in the request must be objectively accurate. 4. The energy consumption is irreversible. The doodle sketch on this note looks like Master's writing. There's more below. Addendum. Sample applications. Telepathy. The user who holds the instigator in an isolated environment is able to exhibit identical behavior to someone external to the environment. This feature is achieved by modifying the target's behavior to be identical to the user's behavior, not by reading the target's mind. Divination and memory tampering. The user who holds the instigator is able to foresee other people's future behaviors and reveal the past of unknown strangers. This feature is implemented by modifying the target's future behaviors or past history. It cannot actually predict the future or tamper with one's memories. Warning. Altering objective past events could lead to unpredictable chain events. Please operate with extreme caution. Is that why when you change someone's ending or whatever, it marks out all these others? Same thing. This sounds like what Master has been doing. Oh, there's more. Resurrection. If it is possible to identify the objective's events that have led to the target's death, that death can be prevented by altering the causal links among the chain of events, which we've done multiple times. Teleportation. Ability to teleport. The distance of teleportation does not impact the amount of energy consumed. Time leap. Unverified. Teleportation? That sounds so cool! If I could do it, I would immediately teleport myself to a sunny beach. Or it's always sunny in Philadelphia. The view of this place is terrible. Although, what does time leap mean? Time skip! Or do you want to go all, what's the guy from JoJo, the man, Devo. Or, not Devo, it's me, Dio, that's it. I don't understand. Weather manipulation. The user holds the instigator is capable of changing the weather and the geographical features of a location. So by, like, say when we were moving the letters around, we somehow caused, like, mudslides to occur in one place where it wouldn't have before. Warning. Using this feature may consume a significant amount of energy and even potentially destroy the ecosystem. Please operate with extreme caution. It may destroy the ecosystem. That seems mild. Transfiguration. The person who holds the instigator can change their appearance or that of others. Unlike standard transfiguration, this feature allows the user to change into another species entirely, such as a cat or a dog. Why did it say that specifically? That's probably not important. Change into a dog? Is that why Master can speak? No. What am I thinking? This note is probably the confusing musings of extremely bored and imaginative person, like an author. Master can speak because he's a god, and why would a god need a machine? What does God need with a spaceship anyway? Gotta have to reference one of the weaker of the Star Trek movies. Oh boy, what does God need with a starship? Like, I don't think it's god awful, but it definitely has its issues for out of the original Star Trek movies. Wow, there's quite a few. The view outside is still so upsetting. Everything is red and it's still snowing. When will it stop? I don't know. Not till the end of the game, I guess. By the way, I don't think I've ever watered this. How is it still growing so well? You're a god, right? Probably it's in your mind. Oops. There's a lot of dog hair on this pillow. Is it Master's hair? Master's hair? Why did I pile all these books on the floor? Let me see what they are. The Story of the Isle of Dogs. What, are we playing the Wii game now? Midnight Convenience Store. 42.8 at Deep. I feel like that's making a reference to, like, or a parody of other, like, stories or whatever. Square Lightning. Square Lightning. The Assassin. Probability random variables and stochastic processes. I don't remember having any of these books. I know I've forgotten many things, but that last one doesn't sound like a book I would read. Could it belong to someone else? But there's no one else here beside me and Master. It must be his then. I wonder why he's reading such books like that. Oh, it's that late already? I should go to the kitchen now or Master will scold me. Should I make osmanthus cakes or pumpkin cookies today? Just don't tell Mint over at Threads of Fate about this. Master prefers pumpkin cookies, but I like osmanthus cakes better. Maybe I should roll the dice. The die, you mean? I mean, if you had 2 dice, yes. But yes, if I get more than 1, I'll make osmanthus cakes. ... Let me guess it's a 1. Yep. The die circled around the table before finally stopping, with nothing but one big red spot facing up. Times 10. Okay, fine. I'll make osmanthus cake tonight. Wait, never mind. Alright, well, we're done with that, and we finished that little thing before. Looks like this story is getting even more interesting. But let's see what this letter does. Jumanji? I'm kind of surprised. Wait, does Jumanji mean something else other than the movie terms? Like in Japanese or something like that? Because I'm kind of surprised they straight up mention a movie title. I don't know. Jumanji. The antidote I told you... the antidote 1 you just injected will allow you to breathe for 2 more hours. I'm waiting for you at the location marked on the map. Smiley face. No, that was the one dude. The antidote one you just injected will allow you to breathe for 2 more hours. I'm waiting for you at the location marked on the map. Just some smaller letters have been written below, circled by some curls. Jumanji. What was that? Jumanji. I almost wanted to tear the map they'd left on the steering wheel in pieces. What's wrong with this psycho? Freaking Jumanji? Referencing such an old movie? He must be an ancient freak. Wait, what time period is this time place? In which Jumanji? Although this game came out after those movies came, because there's the one with Robin Williams, and then there's the newest one with The Rock, which are by the time of this, I don't know if it'll be out by the time this it gets released, but they're making a sequel to it. I haven't seen the new ones. I've heard people said they're not bad, but I'm not that interested though. And I'm not one of those that like the old Jumanji was this like perfect masterpiece, but I did enjoy it. I don't even have a freaking driver's license or driving license. Should there be a driver's license? Anyway, I banged my head on the steering wheel and let the horn scream out my frustration. Yet a few minutes later, not even a bird seemed to have been disturbed, not to mention any human neighbors that might have shown up to yell at me. Fine, it was just driving, right? I'd seen it in movies. Yeah, it's just that easy. Actually, driving wasn't that hard for me. It's just you just gotta make sure when to brake and all this other stuff. But really, it's not that difficult. I mean, idiots can drive, so what does that say about me? I try to recall the controls of all the racing games. There's a lot of racing games that are pretty realistic when it comes to like you just don't feel the weight of the vehicle. But and scenes from Initial D, of course. I'm actually aware of that anime. I've never actually watched it. It would have been more fun if he mentioned Speed Race or... Oh! I stepped on the brake, shifted the gear, and turned the ignition. After a series of teeth-grinding screeches, the engine finally started. It sounded exactly like an old man with asthma. The car started to move forward slowly. I held onto the wheel for dear life, and I was able to guide it out of the warehouse. I didn't scratch the wall, nor did I bump into an electric pole. I kept going, stopping and starting numerous times along the way. After following the map for 20 minutes, I finally began to see other cars on the road as well. It was getting more crowded around me. At first, I thought the traffic had been slow simply because I'd gotten closer to the city, but I started to realize that something wasn't right. There seemed to be too few people and too many cars. I turned on the radio, and the anchor happened to be reporting the news. College students are gathering on the streets to oppose the recently proposed controversial draft of the education bill. At the moment, the protesters are moving towards Mongkok. The police have arrived to maintain the peace during the protest. Several blocks are currently closed to regular traffic, and impacted areas are seeing a significant increase in travel time. All drivers should remain alert to the road conditions and try to avoid these areas. Protest? An alarm went off in my head, but it was too late. This cranky old car was stuck firmly in the middle of a traffic jam. I had nowhere else to go. Temporary roadblocks have been placed at several crossings that have been used for turning. Several police motorcycles were parked nearby, their lights blinking red and blue. The policemen were directing the traffic, and the cars were moving slower than the pedestrians. If I kept going like this, I'd be dead before I got past this block. I checked the map again to confirm the route however, Pi had drawn. Balls, he did it on purpose! Fine, if you want to play Ed Gein, I would play Toretto or I'd play Toretto then. I knew Ed Gein or Gein, but I don't know who Toretto is. That name doesn't sound familiar. I'll have to look that up later. I had nothing to lose. I turned the wheel full to the left and stepped on the gas as hard as I could. The car knocked the roadblock away and continued into the street. I kept slamming the horn at the damn college students in front of me. Soon I heard sirens screaming behind me. The policemen had just been smiling at me a few seconds ago were now coming up towards me on their bikes. If they caught up with me, I wouldn't get to restart the game. Well, except I can restart your game because I'm God. I got through the street as fast as I could and turned into a road that I was familiar with. Finally, there were no more damn protesting students. A light had just turned green. 2 enemies in front of me, or ahead of me. Very few people ever use the crossing tubes, so the green light typically only lasted for 10 seconds. I knew this as I had to go through it every time I went to the supermarket. However, as the other direction was a truck. Okay, that's. However, as the other direction was a truck exit off to the freeway that usually had a lot of cargo trucks, the red light would last for 1 full minute. I glanced at the speedometer. I was going at 54 kilometers per hour, aka 15 miles a second. I had to get rid of the policeman here. I drove at the same speed for 100 meters. I stepped on the gas harder and accelerated, increasing my speed 4 times over. Kyle can't times 4! Kyle, what? I drove another 100 meters. I stepped on the brake hard and reduced my speed by half. In my wildest dreams, I never thought I'd be involved in a car chase with some policeman. I definitely had not imagined that I'd be driving an old piece of junk that might just fall apart at any time. Still, the engine seemed to be roaring with confidence. With confidence. I felt that the car was trying to tell me that it used to be a beast too. The car and I flew over the crossing, leaving a stream of black smoke behind us. Oh crap! I had gone too fast too soon. The policeman had sped up after me and gotten through the green light too. I wouldn't be able to find another chance to get rid of them later. More and more police had joined the chase. In the end, I was blocked by 2 police cars at another crossing. I'm surprised they didn't put up some tire strips to stop the car. But then again, I don't know how police or Japanese, or no, this is China. I don't know how Chinese police deal with speeders and stuff like that. The blinking lights almost made me blind. I was surrounded by numerous officers and their guns. I had no choice but to step out of the car with my hands held behind my head. I got slammed to the hot engine cover. Sir, you have the right to remain silent. Everything you say will be used. Do Chinese cops use the same thing that American cops do? Well, then again, it might be just the translation. They just wanted to make it where it was easier to understand for English speakers. But anyway, hearing these lines that I'd only heard on TV and in movies did not excite me as I expected. Then they said I'd been accused of unlawful driving, speeding, vandalism of public property, murder. Wait, murder? They brought me behind the car. The trunk was open. I saw all kinds of knives, handcuffs, shovels, and tools in it. Some of them had sinister-looking red liquid on them. What the hell? I can imagine Pi sitting on a sofa, sipping a glass of red wine and mocking me. He must be the sickest, most devious serial killer ever. I didn't have much time left, at least not enough to convince the police I was innocent. Sitting in the back of the car, all I could do was pray. My gosh, unfortunate, please show me some miracles. Jimmy. Wow, poor Jimmy. You didn't deserve such a fate, but you got it anyway. Alright, what do we got? Oh, only 3? Pfft, it shouldn't take very long at all. This should be... Yeah, this'll be Yi Zhi! Oh, and we only have 2 options, so, you know. Can we, how can we move this? Oh, we can only move... Oh, we can... Well, I think we might be able to figure this out without... Yeah, I think that's will get us... Nope, not on that one? Okay. Huh, maybe I had to... Let's see... I drove... Maybe can we move? No. Oh. Oh, wait. Okay, maybe I need to swap them out. Maybe that's what I need to do. There we go. There we go. I just had to swap them. In my wildest dreams, I never thought that I'd be involved in a car chase with some policemen. I definitely did not imagine I'd be driving an old piece of junk that just might fall apart at any time. But reality was different for video games. I figured this out now. I couldn't make myself rush to the red light like a real outlaw when it turned yellow. The sirens were still behind me. When I remembered the consequences of being caught, I bit my lip and kept driving up to the crossroad where the lights had just turned red. A blinding beam of light pierced the driver's side window along with the deafening scream of a car horn. I could vaguely see the shadow of a cargo truck behind the light. I heard screeching brakes and the thud of a collision. The impact had knocked me into oblivion. The entire world had turned into a bloody red before my eyes. Pi, I swear I'll haunt you for eternity. Well, at least that'll be something to look forward to, right? Okay. Okay, now I just need to figure out... let's see... No, that doesn't give me anything. Maybe that one? No? Let's see. So that didn't give me anything. Maybe I need to... Maybe I need to do this. There we go. I was like thinking, maybe I'm just not moving in the right way. The light turned red just as I drove past the crossing, and a couple of cargo trucks rushed out from the other direction. The police had to stop before the crossing. Yes! I drove into another alley and finally lost them. I rushed the rest of the way as fast as I could, trying my best not to attract unnecessary attention. It had turned from a flat road to a zigzag uphill climb. There were fewer and fewer lights, too. Finally, I had reached the end of the road. It was the destination marked on the map. It had taken me an hour and a half. There was nothing else beyond the road but some woods. Would Pi be watching in the woods? Would he be in a cabin in the woods? I got out of the car. Just as I was hesitating about whether or not I should call him, the theme song of my favorite game suddenly started playing in a nearby bush. Hong Kong Drift. Oh yes. Alright. No, I've never seen that movie. I'm not a fan of the. Oops. I don't need to do that anymore. I'm not really a fan of the Fast and Furious movies. Looks like we're gonna finish. Sounds like we're finishing Jimmy's story, at least from the sounds of it. So, which kind of makes sense. We already finished like Wynn's and Lee Wynn's story. So I'm not that surprised that that we're slowly finishing people's storylines. Because I feel like we're only so many episodes away from the end of the game. I bet. I don't know. I feel like it's coming to a head. A wise choice. I was targeted by a psychopath serial killer. I knew it sounded ridiculous, but it was true. I was even forced to play a stupid Jumanji game with him, and I had to clear it with one life, my real life. Standing in the middle of nowhere in the dead of night, with a cell phone hidden in the tall bushes, ringing persistently while it was calling for my life, all I could think was, fuck, I wish I could just turn it off. Yes? I had no choice but to answer the phone. You finally came. It was the same chilling voice from the other night. Even though it had been modulated, the casual mocking tone of the voice was unmistakable. I walked around half of the hill. Another 5 minutes, I finally arrived at the gate to the manor, which Pi had directed me by the phone. I assume he, off-screen, he probably tries to tell him he's not them, but Pi probably like, no, you're it. We're gonna kill you or whatever. Under the lamppost, the red brick wall seemed to be oozing with blood. There was a nameplate next to the magnificent wrought iron gate. The plate was covered with dust. I could see these words written on the plate. Apple Manor. Apple Manor? I reached out my hand and pushed the gate. It wasn't locked, and it opened with a squeak. The path to the house was covered with fallen leaves. I could hear them rustling with every step I took. The thick foliage beneath my feet indicated that they may have been piling up for a long time. I took a deep breath, and walked through the front door of the house, which also unlocked. Oh great, are we in the Resident Evil mansion now? It was much bigger than inside than I had imagined. Like the doctor's police box. The exquisite decorations in the hall were bathed in a faint warm yellow from the lights. Lots of paintings were hung on the walls. Each one looked like it could be worth a fortune. Well, if we ever survived this, we could sell some of these. At the end of the hall, there were 2 closed doors, one on each side. A table was placed in between the 2 doors, and a giant screen hung on the wall above the table. I saw Pi on the screen, wearing a cap and a hospital mask, covered head to toe in full black. Then he opened his arms towards me. Welcome to Alpha Welcome to Castlevania! I leaned against the wall, looking nervously around the hall. Antidote! Where is the antidote? There was something extraordinary about Pi. Even though I was only seeing him through a screen, I couldn't help but shudder. Well, that's rude. Pi pointed a finger down the screen, pointing at the table underneath. I could see a metal box in the center of the table. This is your final test, and I, being the generous man that I am, have left you hints underneath the box. Once you make your decision, we can officially meet each other. Good luck. Good luck. Wait, Before I could explain to Pi about the misunderstanding about over-molesting young kids, the signal cut off. Meanwhile, I heard a click behind me. I ran back to the front door and grabbed the handle. It was locked. Damn it. I went up to the table. An open metal box was placed on top of a white tablecloth. 5 syringes filled with liquid of 5 different colors were lying on a cushion inside the box. A pile of handwritten notes had been left underneath the box. The first one said, Wise man's choice. Encountering something that this fantastical and strange in real life had left me speechless. The second one said, The antidote will save you, the poison will kill you, in these 5 syringes. The blue one is the antidote. There's no way he was just telling me the truth. It must be a trick. 2. The purple one is the poison. The blue one and the yellow one are different. The green one and the purple one are different. The red one is the antidote. Only one of these statements is true. Shit. I wasn't sure if it was because of my frustration or because of the poison inside of me, but I was beginning to feel lightheaded, so I managed to read through the last note. P.P.S. There are fewer antidotes to poison than the syringes. That is the God-honest truth, big brother. I need to calm down. I stared at the 5 syringes, took a deep breath, and began to think carefully. Red, blue, purple, green. Yeah, you know your colors. I made a decision and picked up the syringe in this color. Yellow. Could it be this one? Maybe the hints were too complicated or the poison was hindering my thoughts, but I felt like my brain almost completely stopped functioning. It must be this one. I picked up the syringe and stabbed it in my arm. ... Why was the tablecloth turning red? Oh no, it was me, bleeding from my nose and my mouth. What type of poison makes you do that? I couldn't. Somebody help me, please. Jimmy. No, it's up to God to help you this time, boy. Oh, wait, I mean, that's what we're here for. Okay. Alright, 5, huh? Ooh, gonna have to figure out all the different combinations, huh? Okay, well, what is our... Oh, and it looks like there's a... And then the last... Actually... Oh, okay, so you could... Can you... Oh, and I bet if you put... Maybe if you put it before it, you just take them all together, maybe? I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so 5 options, and then you have the option to swap them around slightly. So, let me think. Oh, nope. Nope. Button. Come on. Okay. Try that again. Let's see. Red, purple. Oops. Oops. Ah, frickin'. I hate when I do that. Damn it. Ugh. I keep pressing the wrong button. I don't know why I keep doing that. It's like some weird bad habit or something like that. Okay. Okay, there we go. Yeesh. You know, gotta focus there, dude. There were fewer antidotes than poisons? Could this be true? Thinking back to the previous tests I had survived, Pi must be playing a trick this time too. Yes, I just figured out the truth. Even though there were more poisons, if I just mixed the poisons and injected them together, the mixture should be able to negate the poison already in me and save my life. That's how chemistry works. Wasn't it always like this in the Wuxia novels? I felt ecstatic about my wisdom and injected the drugs into myself. Yes, I could feel my body becoming a little lighter already. It felt like shackles had just been taken off me, and I could even fly. I felt so happy. I found the antidote. I was going to be okay. I could go home and keep playing my video games. Look, the angels were already here to greet me. They were flapping their wings and flying around me in a circle, and they were about to help me fly. I wonder what happened to him. I like the fact that he just becomes kind of like, at some point, he's like, of course, mixing it all together, that'll work. And that's not how that works. Sometimes, in rare instances, yeah, that might work, but, you know, not all the time, my friend. Okay, we move that up. We should get a slightly different result. I decided that the antidote must be made up of more than one drug. I injected the 2 drugs I picked into my body, yet I felt a strong palpitation in my heart. I suddenly felt something in my throat, and I had to cough it out. To my horror, I saw blood flying out of my mouth. Ugh. How? Was my reasoning wrong? The palpitations had morphed into insufferable pain. I couldn't think clearly, but I knew there must have been some bug in my logic. Pi, come out here! I slammed my head on the door and screamed at the screen. No response. All strength was leaving my body, and all I could do was curl in a ball, trying to write my last words on the ground with my own blood. Was it the monsters in the castle of... Why not, right? Okay, so... Let me think. What do I... Although I don't think it really matters, like in this case, like what order these are in, really, because it's the difference on which ones you separate and which ones you actually take, I assume is how you're supposed to figure this section out. So, nope, that didn't give me anything. Let me think. Red, blue. Okay. Yeah, I think the other one I'd actually done before and I wasn't paying attention. Because I think that was the reset option, actually. And that's what you get when you're not paying attention. I tried my best to organize my thoughts over and over again. According to the hints from Pi, out of the 5 syringes, that the only one that could possibly be the antidote was the purple one. I injected the purple drug into myself. Yet I felt a strong palpitation in my heart. I suddenly felt something in my throat and I had to cough it out. I got blood. Was my reason wrong? No, it couldn't have been. My logic was sound, so it must be because of the syringes? Pi had set me up again. The palpitations and morphed in insufferable pain. I couldn't think anymore and fell to the ground, completely powerless. One of the side doors opened. A pair of pitch black, squeaky clean Oxfords stepped into the hall. A masked face, just like the one on the screen, was now incredibly close to mine. Well, it's a shame. Game over. Ah, so that's how we solve it. Is that... Whoops. Accidentally clicked out. So that's how we solve it. We just don't take any of them because it's the syringes that caused the issue in the first place, right? So so if you just move everything previous and just don't take them, I bet we're fine. So the syringes were poisoned, so it didn't matter. So what a dick. I tried my best to organize my thoughts over and over again. According to the hints from Pi, out of the 5 syringes, the only one that could possibly be the antidote was the purple one. But there was another scenario. It could be that none of the syringes had the antidote. Thinking back to the previous test that had survived, Pi would likely play a trick this time again. Which case would it be? If there was no antidote here, where was it? There wasn't much time left. I grabbed the red one, stabbed into my arm. I covered my arm with one hand and fell to the ground with a scream. I struggled a little bit at first, but slowly I curled into a ball and stopped moving with my face aimed downwards. The front door unlocked with another click. One of the side door handles turned and the door was pushed open. Someone walked quietly towards me. I saw a pair of squeaky clean black Oxfords. I could see a familiar reflection in the shoes. The owner of the Oxford stopped in front of me, and I heard a strange male voice say, "What a shame! Game over!" "For you!" I stabbed his leg with a syringe in my hand. I injected every single red drop into his body. "You! How dare you!" For the first time, he'd finally lost his calm in front of me. He dropped to his knees and began to search all of his pockets in a frenzy. He finally pulled out a syringe filled with light liquid. There it was! I grabbed the box of the table and smashed it on his head. Smashed and faced him with an iron! With all my remaining strength. Pi fell to the ground with a thud. The syringe slipped out of his hand. I caught it. "Ha ha, fucker. See you never. Ha ha." I yelled excitedly and holding the syringe tightly in my fist, I ran towards the entrance. The darkness outside looked so welcoming to me. I sprinted out of the manor, hoping the darkness would conceal my existence from evil forever and ever. Alright, we get an achievement. Probably for unlocking, because I've noticed most of them are for just getting all the situations unlocked by the end of it, so nice. Alright, what do we got now? A couple more mysteries? The final battle. Wait, didn't we poison the dude? So shouldn't he have died? Oh, we got one more. We got one more spy, so we got the final... do they tie into each other? Oh, yep, they do. So the final battle is upon us against the serial killer. Will Ginny be able to escape? And how does Spot and his meow 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 affect this situation? Find out next time in the next episode of Will, A Wonderful World. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.